Sheila Jackson Lee has recently submitted new legislation for a new firearm bill, H.R.127. It's for firearm licensing and firearm registration. This one is a doozy. Let's get into it. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. You guys are watching Talks with Ryan. Like, share, and make sure and hit that subscribe button, and let's get into today's video. Now guys, I honestly figured that any firearm bill coming down the pike would eventually come from Sheila Jackson Lee. That is, given her fast and highly articulated knowledge on firearms.
My bill that I've introduced dealing with the caliber weapon, I've held an AR-15 in my hand. I wish I had it. It is as heavy as 10 boxes that you might be moving.
Now, like I said earlier, it's a House bill that's under review. It's H.R.127. Now, at least we can say that they didn't name this bill H.R. 666 or H.R. 5.56 with the plans to strip the guns or make it impossible for Americans to own guns. Because what is a gun bill in all actuality when you strip it down to its bare form? It's nothing but a document full of lies, deceptions, and mostly euphemisms that is giving the political regime a backdoor into the world of gun confiscation from the American people. So what I plan to do next is to basically flesh out a lot of the stipulations that's behind this bill. So first off, they want the make, the model, and the serial number of every single gun you own right now, along with every single firearm that you plan to purchase after the creation of this bill. Now, to top that off, they also want the storage location of all your firearms, where they are stored at in the house. Then they want to know who the firearms will be stored around. And lucky us, we get a total of 3 whopping months to come up with all this information, and if we don't, in the eyes of Washington's District of Criminals, we will be considered the criminals. Like I said in the beginning, this is a whole lot more than just a bill. This is a list of requirements, and that was just the header. The general requirements say that you must be 21 years old to even purchase any firearm at all whatsoever. Even if you serve your country overseas and use a firearm in everyday activity, when you come back to that country that you stood up and fought for, you are not allowed to protect yourself unless you're 21 years of age. And to me, guys, that seems like the total opposite of what freedom actually is. Now, every single person must apply for a license, which will have to be renewed every year for the first 5 years, and then every 3 years after that. You'll have to undergo a criminal background check through the NRA, initiated the NIC background, instant background check. But wait guys, there's more. They're also asking for a psychological evaluation. It is required, along with 24 hours of training courses to boot. And get this, each gun-owning individual will have to carry an additional insurance policy, which comes in at the super low rate of $800 per year. Like I said, this isn't a list to make anything safer or anything better. The criminals are not going to follow these rules, and the people that are not a threat to society whatsoever are only ones that are going to be punished. This bill is nothing but a middle class to a lower class firearm owners ender. That's all it is. It's a scheme to make firearm ownership the hardest thing to possibly ever do in the history of mankind. And you know what? The lower class and the middle class are the people who actually need firearms, not the rich people with the private security armed to the teeth following them around in their gated communities. But yet, with all these stipulations, along with the high fees and the different charges, the elite class is going to be the only ones that are going to be able to arm themselves. Now remember, just a few minutes ago I talked about a psychological evaluation. Well, there's a whole lot more to that as well. They're planning to require psychological evaluations of members of the household where the firearm plans to be stored, and then any spouse or at least any 2 other family members or associates, which includes former spouses. So Here's my short story. The girl with an abusive ex-boyfriend could easily lose her guns at the hand of her very abuser, which inadvertently leaves her and her property wide open for the ex to have his way. And basically, at the hands of the government, she is now defenseless. These type of bills do nothing but sabotage the good people of this country while empowering the criminals at every single corner. Now, what all I've said all the way up to this point in the video is for all firearms and all firearm owners. Now, if you are one of the people who happen to own a scary military style looking semi-automatic rifle, you include everything I just said and then a whole heck of a lot more, such as additional licensing, no large capacity magazines, like the ones that the rifles come with from the factory and the whole reason they're built. And you also have to put in some more additional training hours. And 50 caliber is going to be the highest caliber that anyone is allowed to own. Guys, just from my perspective, this is the 1994 crime bill on steroids. And it's going to do nothing but empower the criminals and promote and empower the elites, and just basically to continue furthering the degradation of the middle and lower class communities. Now take a good long hard look at the bottom. Shall not apply to. Now I know that everybody listening has heard this from every politician or anybody with a lick of power, that no one is above the law.
The president who believes he's above the law is one of the oldest principles this nation has long held. We are a government of laws, not of men, not of the people.
Not of men, not of the people.
Of laws. Our president is not above the law. Justice serves the people. It doesn't protect the powerful. Justice is blind.
Certainly no one is above the law.
Nobody, including the President of the United States, is above the law. The American people have a right to know.
You especially hear it from the greasy politicians. But this bill is the exception, apparently, because police, military, any city, state, or federal, or any politicians or political sections do not apply. All this does is spell out to me that the ones in power are afraid of something. Guys, just like in all of history, every single dictator in history you can read anywhere, they needed the full backing and full protection and support of their military and their police, the order followers. Without the full dedication of an enforcement unit, these bills and these laws and all this crap, they have no teeth. That's why they have to have the full military protection around the Capitol at all times now. It's the same reason all city, state, and federal employees are exempt from this new bill. Because simply you cannot piss off your only protection. Once you have a group of order followers who listen and follow blindly to everything you say, and then you turn around and exempt them from the most powerful bill that's probably ever been written in America, they're going to feel special. So now you have someone who's been indoctrinated to blindly follow orders, who feels like they're even more important than they were before when they were already blindly following orders. What do you have? You have a fully manipulated order following servant. And that's what they have to have in order to succeed such high levels of tyranny. Guys, the government was never designed to keep the people safe. They're there to simply protect and defend the words written in that Constitution so that all the people of the Republic can have the pursuit of happiness. Then again, if you look back and you read into history, every single country that is now full on 100% socialist all started as a republic. It's the Albert Pike Freemason agenda. And guys, basically we're watching it all unfold right now. Guys, that's all I got for you all right now, but I want to stop and say something real quick before I leave. I want to say thanks to everybody that's been checking in on me and, sending me messages and stuff, making sure everything's okay. I've been super busy lately. And then once I got back around to where I had time, this ice storm hit, and I've been dealing with it ever since. I ran out of propane, my power's out, my water's been out. Basically, I've been cooking over an open fire and setting in the dark for the past 8 or 9 days, and it don't look like it's going to let up anytime soon. I may be in a pretty rough spot right now, but I'm sure there's somebody out there who's got it worse than I do, and that's the way I got to look at things for the rest of my life. So I just wanted to let everybody know that I really appreciate all the great support, and I hope you guys stay warm and wish you the best of luck, and I will see you all in the next video.